Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show. The show is about conversations that matter, and we invite people from all walks of life to come on and talk about their heart stories, talk about what is going on, things that can uplift people on a personal or professional level. And we have two women who are making their mark in the corporate world. We have the CEO of the Canada Mortgage and Financial Group, and also the operations manager of the same company. Please welcome Ameerullah and also Linda Gibson. Please welcome them to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having us, Nikki.
Good morning, Nikki.
You're more than welcome. Good morning.
And our
listeners. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. And I guess what we'll do is we'll get right into it. Can you tell me, Ameera, what was it? What is in your background that led you to the Canada Mortgage and Financial Group, the creation of it?
So when I started in the industry, like in the mortgage business, I started with the drive that, with the passion of trying to help orphan children and elderly. I felt if I come into this field, I'll be making enough money being in the financial field so I can fulfill my dream and, of like social work, humanitarian work, because that's what I'm passionate about. So that's how I started in the business from the onset. But it didn't happen that way. It took over a decade to get to where I am today. And but I can certainly say that I'm able to pursue that dream, and working with the underprivileged and vulnerable. So that's
Fantastic.
how pretty much I started, yeah.
Okay. And Linda, how did you connect with Ameera and the company?
Well, I mean, I've been in the mortgage industry for far too many years than I want to actually admit, but I was working with a lender, and I'm sure everybody's been with a corporation that you come to feel that you're a number, just a number. And when you get to a certain stage in your life, you want to make a difference. You want to feel different and do things differently. So when I had the opportunity to leave the big corporate world and come to a smaller scale opportunity that actually will enable to assist more people, it was a great timing opportunity. So, I'm not just a little number, and Ameera feels that way about all of her customers as well, too. It doesn't matter what she's doing with lending or the mortgage. Nobody's just a number here, whether she's assisting co-brokers or the clients. Everyone really matters to her. So that's why I left, and I joined, and I've had the opportunity to help do many wonderful things.
Excellent. And I'm really fascinated, Ameera, with your interest in working for those who are marginalized. Now, where did that start? Where did that passion or the hunger to help, where did that start?
So I'm from Guyana, which is a third world country, and there's a lot of poverty. And, I grew up with my parents being separated, so I always, had that lack of nurturing from both sides. I was age 6. So growing up and as I became older, I felt I wanted to do something for children and give them that nurture and care and love and education and support, as I feel that no child should feel the lack of that. And then when you do this for a child from, as they're a child, they will become, in their adolescent life, can become somebody in their a lot of times children would either become very defensive, or they would use their experience and do something positive. So I wanted to give children that opportunity. And also with elders, we're taught to take care of our elders back home. And, you don't leave them in a nursing home. You kind of stay with them, whether it's your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents. You have to take care of them, and you have to respect your elders, regardless if they become vulnerable and not able to help themselves. And I believe people should live their best days, in the last stage of their life. So I wanted to be able to work with seniors and give them that. And that's how really all of this came about. And I started working, doing community work for children and elders.
Okay, excellent. Now, Linda, can you describe some of the services that you offer? And typically, who are the clients that gravitate to the company?
I think we can both speak to this, but the benefit, a lot of times you hear in the industry that we're a one-stop shop. It isn't necessarily true because a lot of the brokerages, it's really just finishing out their deals to A lenders or B lenders. But here, because Ameera actually is a private lender herself, it is an opportunity to be a true one-shop. Plus, he also gives people the opportunity to do investments. So we do lending with our regular lending arms, like the big banks that everybody knows in Canada. And then you have alternative lending now because of the government changes. Not everyone can fit into that, which is unfortunate, but people still need to live. So if they can't fit into one channel and they can't fit into the other channel, then there's also alternative lending and private lending. So she has the opportunity to do private lending. So that's why there's such a high level of approval, because one way or another people understand their predicament. They may not show the income. They may have credit issues. They may have had a life event that has turned themselves upside down, but they still need to live. They still need to find a way to function themselves. So, that's the opportunity that we have in terms of the kind of niche products we have. And then we have older people who, Ameera was just speaking to them, they have to have a quality of life as well. There are lenders who will not lend, unfortunately, due to the stigmatism for older people. There are products for them, but a lot of people don't know. Plus, they're looking for investment opportunities, too. In terms of our target market, it's right across the board, because we have opportunity not only within Canada, but outside of Canada, and Ameera can speak more to that as well.
And
excellent.
And we don't really target a specific type of clientele. We offer services for everyone. And, we don't only deal in Canada. We also facilitate transactions in the USA, particularly New York, Washington, Ohio, Texas, so various areas in the United States, and also international countries where we'll do stuff like hotels or high-rise condo or subdivision residential homes. So we work with all different caliber of clients. We don't judge anyone, but majority of our business has been the alternative business, like Linda said. Most of our clients with challenge credit or non-resident borrowers, new immigrants, or construction loan borrowers, these small builders that the banks don't want to look at. So I would say that, we have been, these type of clientele gravitate to the company just because of the products and services we have. At the same time, we have an investment vehicle for people that are looking to, some people have their money in the bank and it's not doing anything for them, so they can put it into our fund and they can make a target rate of 8% annual return on their money. And to date, we have had no investors that have lost any money with us. So, that's a good track record, and, in terms of our due diligence process prior to us funding a deal. So we kind of, we have different services, and it's very broad scale, but it's all interconnected.
Yes. Excellent. Mm-hmm. Can you think of a scenario that was that came to you and it just became a success? It was a feel-good for you to be involved in this opportunity, and also a great turnaround for someone's life because of your interaction with them.
Oh, wow. I think we have many stories like that. Linda, why don't you touch on that?
We have a lot that actually come in, but without naming names, because,
give a recent one.
Yeah, we have clients who have come to us who really were at their wits' end, I guess. They got themselves, like we had mentioned earlier, most of our clients, it's not that they're haphazard with their credit. They've had situations happen, as everybody had. They had multiple deaths in their family, and there was sickness, and they have a lot of children. 5+ children, and they just got themselves into a situation. And it's very easy to make judgments, but one of the things that Ameera sort of really focuses on is not judging anybody. You are where you are at this point in time in your life. How can we fix it? Because the last thing anybody needs is that pressure on top of everything that they've made a mistake. We both know that we've made tons of mistakes, right?
Yeah,
Right.
and I think it's important to have transparency. A lot of brokerages, and I'm not putting down the brokers industry, but there's a particular situation with a client because you asked for a particular situation. I'll give you one that was very recent, but the client has been working with us for the past 3 years, I would say, where the client used the broker, was not advised properly, did not get the proper education and provided the options, the right options for them. And they were 1 day prior to closing when the deal came to us. They were about to lose all their deposit. The husband had recently came from Jamaica, hardworking guy, self-employed, and all his savings he put down as a deposit on this property, which was their first home, and they had 5 children. So they were really in a dilemma and very frustrated, didn't know what to do. So I got a deal from a realtor of mine, and we happened to we ended up closing that deal privately. We didn't have time to explore much options for them on an A lender side, meaning the bank, or the B lender side, meaning a trust company or credit union per se, but we ended up closing privately for them. It was expensive, but at least they were able to acquire that home and not lose their deposit. So we work with them throughout for the past 3 years, and right now we're actually refinancing them out and paying out their existing mortgages. And you know what? They've cried on the phone to us, the wife, the husband. They leave it up to us to make the decision for them. Our job is always to educate people and let them make their decision. But they have so much faith in us because everybody we work with, we are always transparent, and we always put ourselves in their situation. So it's not just the transaction of closing a deal or trying to make a commission off someone, because this is to do with their livelihood. Their relationship was every time that they sat down to talk about their mortgage, both of them will start fighting because of the pressure. Financial pressure causes a lot of stress in relationships. There's a lot of things you're deprived with when it comes to your children, and especially when you have so many kids. And for this gentleman, he's self-employed. Many of the lenders don't want to look at his deal because he's self-employed. There's not much options for self-employed clients today in the market. But they've never missed a payment, and they've worked hard on their credit, and they're getting their life back on track. So when you can do that for someone, that is the satisfaction I get, and it really makes me enjoy what I do. So
absolutely,
it's not work for me. It's to me, it's making a difference. It's not just doing a mortgage for someone.
That's like what we were speaking to in terms of not just being a number. Because a lot of, the banks, when I've worked at banks, when they say no, it's no, and it's there's another customer waiting in the chair outside, but you get emotionally attached to the customers, and when they thank you and, they don't have anything, and they come by and they bring you flowers, or they, send you a card or something like that. Or
so much, yeah.
Wow.
And it's not it's not about charging fees. I waive my fees for clients, reduce my fee for clients, paid client legal fees or their appraisal, or cap their payment, didn't let them pay for an entire year, cap their payment on their mortgage, just to help them out. Because when you show faith in people and they know genuinely you want to help them and you're trying to do the right thing for them, they're always receptive to that. They're always working with you. So we haven't had any clients that actually even borrowed money from us and ran away not paying us. We've had situations where a client maybe a day or two late or a couple days late, and they will call us to say, can you hold off for a couple days? We will work with them, So
Sure.
it's very important to have that human side, and it's not always about money.
It's not always about money, and I, from what I'm hearing, is that you're truly transforming lives. And you're not looking at the scenario, you're looking at the person and the circumstance, and you're trying to work with them to come out with a really positive outcome. And it sounds like a success story for many, conversations and situations that you've had, which is really inspiring for me. Because, very often when you go into corporate settings, it's just like you said, Linda, like, it's just, you just crank them out. It's a numbers game, and you just get what you need, and that's it. But you're really listening, actively listening to the client situations, and you're coming up with remedies, which is, fantastic. So I'm really interested to know, then, how can people reach out to you? I mean, this is something that I think is really, like I said, transformational. What's the best way to reach you on social media?
So people can reach us actually on our website, which is www.cmfg.ca. They can also call us at 1-888-501-2076, or they can call us local at 647-494-9885. I can also be found on LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook just by searching CMFG with my name, Ameera. It'll pop up and they'll be able to find me. People can always email us as well at Linda, Linda, at cmfg.ca.
For some other people, too, we've even received like a one-page fax saying, can somebody please help us? We have a fax number, too, 647-494-9923. So pretty much any which way somebody would want to reach out to us, they can reach us and we'll get back to them. I would say no less time, 24 hours is our maximum time, but it's usually very, very quick that Ameera or myself will reach out to them and then set up a time when it's good for them to either talk, or if they're local, they do want to come in. We have multiple offices that we can meet them at. They can come here. So, any which way somebody needs help, we are very accessible. So.
And I know this
Excellent.
show is also in the U.S. as well, I believe you mentioned.
Yes.
So I do have many clients from the U.S. And a lot of commercial clients, construction, builders, but even regular clients that are stuck with large debt and just don't know what to do. So we're always here to assist. So they can always reach out to us as well. So it's not just Canadian clients.
Excellent. Ameera, Linda, thank you so much for spending time with us and educating us more about what you offer and some of the services that definitely will be able to help people in, acquiring a home, which is a big deal. It's a dream for many people, and I can see and hear that you're able to make that dream a reality. So thank you again for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you face-to-face in the Nikki Clarke studios very shortly. And we'll talk more about what the intricacies are about what your company offers and some more surprises. So thank you again. You've been listening to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on Radio John Dew out of New York City, and we really want to thank our very special guests, Ameerullah, and Linda Gibson. So thank you, and you have a wonderful day. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much for having us, Nikki.
Bye-bye.
My pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.